All right, man. What's up with y'all, man? Monster vs. MuuuWop. It just dropped on the URLTV app. Um, it's from their card, The Civil War. This is a dope battle, a good back and forth. I really enjoyed it. Um, First things first, in the first round, them boys came out swinging, man. I feel like Monster, he came out doing his thing. He did his signature hands behind the back, and then mid round, don't be scared. Yeah, I ain't even used my hands yet. You know what I mean? That was fire. Um, a lot of dope bars, man. Let me pull up the bars real quick. So we got Monster. Let's see. He say this the world's most respected, right? Uh, he touches on MuuuWop leaving, people calling you a blood, but easy. You had you living in his shadow. So even though you're not a blood, it seemed like it because he was flagging all your battles. That's the first kind of punch that Monster came out with. Basically, Monster was using this round to talk to MuuuWop. And no gun bars, no fighting, just straight up letting you know, like, you left them, now you coming over here with us where we the most respected at. And so it was dope. Another one, let me see. Another I had a catch what you're missing like Angel. Oh yeah, he said I had to rewind the tape for weeks. I had to catch what you was missing like Angel Reese. That was dope. But Angel Reese, cause she be shooting and catching her own rebounds or whatever. And then oh, he had the love in basket. It's like love in basketball. I had to shoot till there's nothing left. So that was dope, man. The first round, MuuuWop came out, and what I immediately noticed out the gate, MuuuWop addresses the trenches stuff because obviously he knew that was coming. So he comes out the gate and he's like, I don't want to hear no he say she say like Bruce Jenner, which was dope. And then he came back with the it sound better in the trenches. Now I'm better on smack. So he's already doing some counter writing within his first round, knowing what was going to be presented. And so really, whenever you look at the punches, um, the bars, the just the impact of the material, the performance, the projection, they were all about what and what. One thing that I feel like MuuuWop did that actually set him apart and maybe has me edging this round to MuuuWop is his flow and the way that he's doing his internal rhyming. It adds another layer to the already tailored material. So, for instance, the part where he's like, Chrome Sig Choppers, Dome Wig Rocker, Bone Ribs Doctor, Long Live Monster, that sonically, it sounds pleasing to the crowd. And that's why I feel like he's more able to be followed, throughout his verse. Even at the end, he had the butterfly effect and he had the demigorgon. He had a lot of material in this round. But I feel like Monster was more so talking directly to MuuuWop. So it's two different styles. You could have it debatable, but I would say MuuuWop won that first round. All right, Monster versus MuuuWop round two. Um, Round two, Monster starts off going in. He come back in with his signature line. You know where the fuck you at? And he start going in on MuuuWop. But what I'm starting to notice in this battle is MuuuWop is doing a lot of intangibles. He's doing a lot of things outside of rap that can skew the perception of the audience. So, for instance, when Monsters where you know where the fuck you at, and he powering up, MuuuWop comes back like, yeah, I like that, almost like he's participating in it. When it really should be like, nah, I'm trying to ask you, do you know where you at? You know what I mean? But MuuuWop is kind of he's diffusing it a little bit because he's like, yeah, I like that, and he's going along with it. But I feel like this round was a better round from Monster than round one. Um, Max so dirty it'll fuck up a happy home. Oh, you read people like Kay Walker. Getting made out of nowhere is Mary Poppins. You know, he had a lot of rhymes. It was very solid. Another it's like he wrote up from his first round to this round. So it was definitely a dope round. But you know, the round ended, um, and I like the ending round bar that Monster did, where he was saying, "Oh, y'all so predictable. Y'all gonna talk about Monsters Inc. or Monsters University, but I expect that to come from MU." You know what I mean? Because MuuuWop MU. Um, so yeah, nah, it was a solid round for sure. Um, but MuuuWop goes, and his defense is just tough. Again, he's coming back, and the first thing he says, "That's trash." So he's playing on the perception of the audience, because regardless of what Monster's saying, he's already trying to say that it's trash. And you know, and then um, he comes back with his material, and so he brings up, "Oh, you've been rapping for so long. You were rapping way back in 2013." And he said something about Sandy Hook or school shooters. You was in the same class as Big K. Um, you know, it was decent bars, but on top of that, he's saying, "Oh yeah, it's facts. It's facts. Y'all can look it up. It's facts." He's doing things outside of the battle, that isn't. It's not bars, but it still helps the perception in the room and on cam. And so I felt like this round wasn't as good as Muwap's first. I felt like this was a step down from Muwap's first, but another thing that he made sure that he ended the round strong. You know, he brought it back around to a story about him selling whatever he was selling, and he said he made a killing off trees, and when I got the hang of it, and he had the performance with it too. So it made it seem like a better round than it actually was, because the last thing that you remember is that reaction, that performance, and that bar. So I would say, these first two rounds have been close. I gave Muwap the first. I'm gonna say I probably edge Monster in this second. It's close. It's really debatable. It could go either way, but I edge Monster in this second. So let's call it 1-1. Let's see. Let's see who really won it. All right, third round, man. Third round. Again, fire battle. Monster comes back. Again, I feel like his third might be his best round of the battle. It's like he wrote up. Um, he got incrementally better round after round. Um, I mean, he was real talking him. Trouble. He say, "My mama say trouble seemed to follow you, but I just followed them back. They rap fire, but they gun cold." And he say they trap it high fashion and telling the Supreme Court. And he goes in about a story about, how his friend got killed. He didn't want to show his face at the funeral because he didn't want to tell the mom the killer was still alive. Um, so that's Monster's uh, niche. Is just real talk. Nothing is made up. Nothing is overly exaggerated. He's giving you his life. He's telling you some stuff that really happened. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what made this um, round more potent, because if you know, you know. But you know, in battle rap, it's kind of hard to judge that aspect of it, because you really just have to judge off of how believable the person makes it. But nevertheless, it was a good round from Monster. This is actually a closer round than I thought on first watch. Um, so Muwab goes. He come out, I'm about to expose Monster, Scooby, and Shaggy, which is, to me that's really like a low hanging fruit bar, because you going against Monster, you gonna think of all kind of stuff like take off the mask, Scooby Doo, Monsters Inc. Like Monster said in the second round, things like that. So, but the way MuuuWop delivers is just he makes it go. He sells it. What else he got? The thing is, every time we see Monster, he got his hand out. It was an Addams Family Monster scheme. Um, you not a monster, you an alien. We never see Monster with good footage. Then he had the top 50 Vivica Fox. So MuuuWop he did good in this round too. Um, this is a close battle. This really is a close battle. This to me this you can it can be 2-1 either way depending on how you slice it. Um, you know, MuuuWop did have a few stumbles. Not it wasn't bad, but he had a few little hiccups in his third and a few in his second. If I'm being honest. Um, he had the Donald Trump next election you cannot run, which I found that ironic because one of Monster's crazy haymakers that he landed in his career was it's like Donald Trump. He trying to figure out any type of way he can run again. He did it years ago when after
They dunk again, leg shotty, stumbling, spine shotty, fumbling. I'm talking Donald Trump. Nigga trying to find any way he can run again.
after Donald Trump lost the election and the room went crazy. So that's ironic that he used the Donald Trump run type bar against Monster. He called him a fake shotgun Suge. He a pop gun. Who do I have winning this round, man? It's a close battle. I see why people really say it could go 2-1 either way. It's 2-1 either way, man. Weed out the week. It's a dispensary. He ain't see nails hanging around. Everything was screwed up. I don't know who I got winning. I mean, I could see how each person could be winning. I gave MuuuWop the first. I gave Monster the second. The first to me was a little bit clearer margin of a win. The second, Monster winning the second was by a lesser margin. It was just an edge. So the third, open one case at a time, like deal or no deal. I feel like that bar right there is sticking out to me, bro. Because he was in the day room watching Deal or No Deal while on the phone with his lawyer. He telling you he can only open one case at a time. That was crazy. The AI left was crazy. So it really depends on what you weighted. I'm leaning Monster now, which is crazy because when I first watched it, I was like, MuuuWop might have got that, but it really can go either way. I'm trying to see, was there anything more powerful than open one case at a time? Volume over substance on a pill press. Never seen Monster with good footage. That was dope. You're not even top 50. Vivica Fox. That was dope. Adrian Broner, you just a punch drunk nigga that need a kickstart. That was dope, but I don't think nothing was quite as fire as that open one case at a time, man. So I'm gonna say an edge again by a slight margin, but rounds 2 and 3 really could go either way. You really could give MuuuWop all three if you just based on your preference. I'm saying Monster 2-1, edge in the second and the third, and that's on rewatch. On first watch, I thought it was 2-1 Moo. But yeah, that's how I'm calling it, man. You could go back either way, man. But this is a great battle, dope battle. Keep elevating. It's things both of you guys could get better at. MuuuWop, you got some choppiness in there, here and there. Monster, your internal rhyming. I feel like some of your material. It's like you're putting the rhyme word at the end, and you're not giving us a extra rhyme within your sentence. You don't have to do that all the time, but it helps sonically for the audience to follow along. But yeah, this was a dope battle, man. Let me know who y'all had winning, bro. Who y'all had winning? Put it in the comments. BattleRapScience in the building, man. I'll let your boy.
BattleRapScience. I got the formula. BattleRapScience. Got the formula. Shaw with the timing. I make the whole room snap. BattleRapScience. Yeah, that's how we rap. I know the pressure points. I know the weak spots.